All right, so now it's recording. All right, cool. Wonderful. This is episode 160 of the Mental Threads podcast. I'm here with Mr. Darrion West, AKA Strange.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? What's happening?
And just to let you know, it's Strange with the 4 or the 8.
I don't say, yeah, where the fuck, you know we from.
So
Big Charlotte.
Yeah, from Charlotte. Yes, most definitely. Now, I was pretty much trying to seek out new interviews for the day and everything, and Mr. West had just kind of hopped on, sort of like Kanye West. But Mr. West really pretty much volunteered to hop on for this episode, which is really special. You know, it's like I didn't know much of anything about him beforehand, but he says he's a poet, correct?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
Doing this since what, 2018?
Oh, really? 2018. So that would make it like, okay, we're in the year 2024. Yeah, so 6 years. Okay, so well over half a decade and everything. Okay, that's wonderful. Just want to check in with you, Mr. West. How long have you been? No, that's not a good way to start off. Where are you from, basically? Yeah.
I want to say born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. I want to say Big Dorado boy. Y'all know where that's from. West Sugar Creek, North Graham. I want to say Nevin and Gibbon. I want to say, yeah, born and raised up in here in the fall.
Oh, okay, Sugar Creek area. So it's like, you know, so that's like where like the Compare Foods is, and then it's like you go to the side, and then there's like a Asian marketplace store. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Asian marketplace, yeah. Like right over there is with that old food line that's right down off of North Graham Street, and then North Graham will connect to West Sugar Creek, and there's like a Maria's Grill over there. It's like a couple barbershops, auto parts store, and some other stuff over there too.
I'm trying to visualize it because it sounds familiar. Because it's like that's why
where all them motels be at,
the motels.
You know what motels I'm talking about, yeah. That,
and it was like,
over there.
didn't they just build like a KFC around there like a while ago?
All of that because Hidden Valley, I'm about to say that Hidden Valley area that's closer to over there is getting gentrified too. But yeah,
everywhere's being gentrified.
Bro, they throwing apartments everywhere, bro.
My grandfather used to stay in Hidden Valley area, and like his brother used to stay in that area too. So I would always like go in and out of that area like all the time and everything. Mm-hmm. Like I think what was it, like Winding Cedar? What was it called? No, something hollow. I'm trying to think of like the apartment complex. It was like next to a motel, and like there was like a big gas station or whatever. It's like,
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the place, but I know it, but I can't remember the name. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's just like north side, just kind of. It's right across from the bowling alley, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, now. Should have started off with that. Yeah, so like you pretty much lived in north side pretty much throughout your whole life, basically.
North side, yes sir.
Oh really? And from growing up on north side around the freaking Hidden Valley areas and whatnot, like what are some experiences that you had and everything that you pretty much like core memories for you?
Core memories?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bunch. I mean, being on the north side, I wasn't too much, out here in these streets for real. I'd be chilling, but just some core memories. I mean, what's a couple? I remember like a couple times. It wouldn't necessarily be like beefs or nothing, but just a couple instances. I had some family, like my granny stayed on Betty's Ford, and so at the time my auntie and my cousin was living there, and got into some altercations with dudes, from West Sugar Creek, Betty's Ford, again, all of that in that area is be a little something, but I mean, really just be chilling, like me and the homies, we hoop, do our little recreations, don't be doing too much, but. Just core memories, because Charlotte ain't what it used to be. I ain't gonna lie, because my core memories be like Eastland Mall, going like Friday nights, going skating at the skating ring, Friday nights, or going hanging out at the mall, doing things like that. But Charlotte ain't what it used to be, bro. Like, and I hate it. I mean, I understand that Charlotte's growing and is beneficial for the city, but Charlotte used to have its own culture. We used to have our own lingo, our own swag. Now it's just like everybody come from everywhere. You got these New Yorkers who want to be down here, think they running something. Like, bro, like, come on, like this, like, come on, this ain't that.
The last on another episode, but it's like the fact that you even brought up Eastland Mall, bro, that cut's hella deep, because that's on East Side. That's like really up the street from where I stay.
Come on,
and everything, bro. Like seriously, man. I know they had a little movie theater, but they kept showing old ass movies at that theater at one point.
And I mean East Side. Yeah, I mean, you already know how the East Side be.
And Burlington, in that area used to get me right before fucking
bro, because that's what I'm saying. They used to have all the stuff for the low, bro. Like, and I'm talking about for the low. I'm talking about like the bomb stuff for the low.
Like, and the shoe store in there too and everything. They had a grill shop, I think, in there too, I recall. And they had that airbrush shirt store, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we used to go to the airbrush place, and it's so funny because this little side note, because again, like, I was raised in the church for real, and so my cousins and my mama, my auntie and them, like they used to go and get like like t-shirt spray painting and stuff, like church events, all the old stuff we do, and do all that, and then go right across the way, still in the mall, do all the pictures and stuff in the mall. It's like boot it up. But yeah, Eastland was my joint. I ain't gonna lie.
Dang,
but
bro.
yeah, and then I was legit when they shut it. But yeah. But North Lake next. I ain't gonna lie.
I literally just said that the other day.
North Lake next, because after they took the Apple Store, I was like, oh yeah, it's rap.
No, when Dick's Sporting Goods closed and they turned into like a Halloween store, bro.
I ain't gonna, bro.
You didn't know that,
I haven't been to North Lake.
You haven't been in a minute,
since the last time I was in there was when the Apple Store was in there, and the Apple Store ain't been in there since like what 22?
Oh
like 20,
yeah, that's
2022?
What?
So I ain't
That's
been
how
to North
long
Lake in
the
like 3
Apple Store
years.
ain't been there? Oh shit.
Bro, the Apple Store been gone for at least 2 years, and bro, I ain't gonna lie, like I ain't been there at least 3, 4. I ain't gonna.
What happened?
Again, being in Winston in college, I wasn't even in the phone. Like,
Yeah. When you're in college and you come back home, there be a bunch of different
Bro,
developments. Like,
like-
what happened? I was only got a couple months. What's going on?
at that point, it's like, bro, that was a crazy transition, because that's when Charlotte really started tripping. When what was it 2019 when I went off when I transferred to Winston. I got up out of there. When I came back, like, for vacations and stuff, I'm just like, bro, like, this ain't Charlotte no more, bro. Like, it'd be crazy.
Dang, you know what's crazy? North Lake, because I remember North Lake was like one of them privileged malls. That's what I thought it was like
At the time.
back
Now,
then.
before,
like,
no, it was decent, but you're right though, because it was like upper middle class mall. You feel me? Because, like, again, you had higher class stores. Again, 2-story malls, so like again, a lot more anchor stores in there. But after Donk died, and rest in peace Donk, because Donk is really a Charlotte legend out here. Like, rest in peace Donk. But after Donk passed, what was that, like 2016, I think, when Donk passed? Well, yeah, after he passed, North Lake wasn't the same after that, because it was just like, nigga, like it's finna be Eastland Junior. Like, it's finna be out of there.
Yes, Eastland Junior is definitely a word for North Lake. Cause like one day I just walking to North Lake, you be seeing some of the niggas over there with the whole backwoods shirt and everything.
Bro,
like
see,
Halloween.
and that's
I'm
how
like,
and that's how it's time to wrap it up.
It's
like, dude, come the whole backwoods. Like, I'm talking about sweatsuit, got a little
nail in the coffin.
Like, a little kitty book bag on. Like, a little backyardigans book bag with the backwoods fit on. If you see dudes like that posted up aside, I'm out of here.
I was convinced when they shut down Dick's Sporting Goods, because there ain't nobody exercising around the area. Come on. And then they turn into a Halloween store, bro, like the seasonal Halloween store that be gone, bro. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, man, this stuff is over with.
Yeah, because I'm not 100% sure, but again, they probably moved from North Lake to Concord Mills, because the Dick's Sporting Goods at Concord Mills new as a mug. And I was like, I didn't even know it was in there until like again, some time after they had made it, but I was just like, hey, yo, like, when they put Dick's Sporting Goods in Concord Mills?
Concord Mills may carry on, though, but if they shut down North Lake, then it's going to go to Concord Mills. Or Premium Outlets, one or the other.
I don't think they're going to let Concord Mills get down like that, because Concord Mills, again, the police be there, around 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that is true.
Once happy hour get there, the police rolling up here, and if you ain't got no ID, they stopping folks.
Yeah, and they got, like, restaurants and everything also, so they got more and more reasons to go in that area. But dang,
and
bro.
it's Concord. Once you get to, and that's, again, borderline between Charlotte and Concord. Concord, they ain't going for that. Like, the state troopers, sheriffs, all that in Concord is not going, like,
They hold it down right there, man. It's just sad, because you think about Eastland, bro. When I was a kid, I really thought I was going to end up working at Eastland, bro. Cause I'm like, how could I miss this place?
Bro, because it was popping. Like, I thought, like, Eastland Mall, like same sentiment. Like, when I got older, I was like, man, Eastland Mall is definitely gonna be one of them joints where I get older. Because again, I would see, like, my older cousins, like, whenever my older brother would come out here, and visit, like, when we was at Eastland Mall, like, I'm telling you, like, I thought it was the greatest thing ever.
No, seriously. I would have worked at the shoe store or the airbrush. There's just so many places.
Anywhere.
Even the Chinese food was good, too. That orange chicken used to kick. It used to hit so bad.
Because, like, again, it was just, like, it was damn near like the epicenter almost. Like, everything was going on at Eastland Mall at the time. Like,
which
back
was
in the
a
early
good
2000s.
thing and a bad thing, because everybody started getting into fights over there and everything. One of my next door neighbor explained to me that there was actually a rape that happened over there.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it was really, really bad. It was, like, not good at all, man. And it was just like, with a lot of, like, immigrants that are moving in the area. My parents are immigrants moving in the area, but they weren't doing anything crazy. But it's at the same time, it's like, not trying to say all immigrants do anything, but it just became less, like, attractive to people who actually had money to invest into it. So it's like over time it just shut down, and it's really sad, because it was a really beautiful mall, man. It's just like, the Dillers and everything like that. How it all, the little brown stained glass and everything with the Dillers. Like, now you thought they got
That's what I'm saying. You walk up
Sears
to
and
the building,
everything.
the big old Eastland sun. I'm about to say the sun sets on the east and the foe.
Yes, which is now iconic for East Side and everything. But it's just like we could go on about. I don't want to like take up the whole thing and everything. But back on to you and everything. To education, and I know you say you went to Winston-Salem with my cousin for sure.
Sir, yes, sir. I want to say shout out to Winston. I'm going to say I love the school, the city. But the school for sure. I want to say I love Winston-Salem State. Everything about it. The student body, to the professors, everybody that helped shape and mold me, especially into my craft, because I went and I majored in English. So because originally I was a journalism major, because I got there again. The whole point of going to school was again centered around writing and stuff. And so when I got there, I was like, journalism, that kind of thing. I guess I was messing with it. Took some journalism classes, and I actually took. This is how I ended up getting into deeper into my writing, because I got there and I was taking African American women's studies class, because I got that class because I wanted to meet girls. So
they got an African American women's
study class. Yeah,
I thought it meant like African American history or something. They just like strictly.
It was specifically.
I'll get like they had a club or something like all that. Like that kind of specific. That's all I was saying. But like that.
But specifically at a HBCU in this. Okay, well, again, I'm about to transition into it. But yeah, I was in African American women's studies to meet the shawties, and
not a bad
professor. Point. Come on, and mind you, I was like. It was me, and surprisingly it was a white dude that was in the class, but I think he was like an athlete. I think he was like a golf athlete or something.
Oh yeah.
So it was me, him, and then the rest of the class was just straight women. But the professor for that class, shout out to Dr. Walker. She she still is the head of the English department in Winston. So I ended up getting cool with her, just being in her class, and she was like, what do you want to do? Like, what you major in? And I was like, I'm in journalism. She was like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I really just want to write. She was like, if you want to become a better writer, come hop over in the English department. And I ended up at the end of that semester, I ended up switching over to English, and it was history, as they say. It was the best thing I could have did. I ain't gonna lie.
And you pretty much feel like you're pretty much in your right space when you're in the English department as opposed to the journalism department?
Man, like it was literally like night and day, because journalism, my biggest thing was because I had internships and things. I had focused in journalism while I was a little bit there, but I just didn't like that especially when you work for certain people and you have to push their agenda. And I ain't the type of dude to where if I don't agree with what you talking about, then my writing's gonna be poor, because I'm gonna give you the bare minimum, because if I can't support it, it's like, bro, nah, get this somebody else. So with that whole thing, especially one being in the South, again, doing journalism out here is just I can't push these agendas, especially when it comes to politics, getting in journalism, there's a lot of politics, things like that. And again, going to a HBCU, I'm an Afro pessimist, and that's a conversation for another time, but it's just, I couldn't put certain agendas. So it's like, if I'm gonna do something with writing, it's gonna be something, that again, that I'm a step behind, because that's the way I'm gonna be able to, again, put, real energy, put real effort and, heart into it. So.
Oh yeah, sure. And there's nothing wrong with choosing authenticity over making a check. Yeah, because I'm kind of caught up in that right now too. Because I got this job at this financial company, bro. But it's I'm more business developmental or marketing or planning. Yeah. Just like you see this podcast, just putting the logo on this. I'll do what I can to make things come to fruition, or set up a meeting presentation. That's my shit. But it's they got me on the phones trying to configure issues with the financial advisors, have problems, and I have to look through different forms and everything. I got you didn't sign here, I got to check that. I just call into level 2, and I just let them kind of show me what to do. Not because I don't want to do the work, because I'm more practical. I'm hands-on when it comes to stuff like that, and also finding my own solution.
Exactly.
But where it's just it's just, if something doesn't feel right within your system, it's nothing wrong with making a change. When I first went into college at CBCC, my mom's convinced me to just go with pharmacy, because it'll make good money. And it's just you can't it'll make good money, or that's not gonna.
I'm a bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah, you're gonna bullshit. I mean,
I don't even like this shit.
It's not even liking. I just wasn't even prepared, bro. College chemistry and high school chemistry. High school chemistry, I was going to my teacher got sick, and I couldn't. She didn't even finish the whole semester. So it's they kind of got a substitute, and although she did all right, it's I didn't get nothing from that class. I don't even know how I passed. And it's just in this chemistry class, I didn't know you couldn't do that in college. And it's just but it's just I just didn't know. I just didn't work with it. And then I went my own way, separated from some people, was able to focus on myself, started getting better grades. I had to go to Rowan and Conversing, got to separate myself from people. And then I wanted to take business administration. A's and B's my whole time, bro. Except I had 2 C's, the last semester. I was just fucking around. It's just, just different headspace and everything. But it's just like, it just really shows you, like, God will really much show you where you need to be and where you got to go. And that's
And we're gonna tap back into that a little bit, further into the interview, because you're not lying, you're not lying.
But back into your experiences at Winston-Salem and everything. So it's just like after you pretty much moved into the English department, you got more of a calling. In terms of like career, like where does like an English degree like take you? Like being an English teacher? Or?
See, and it's so crazy because everybody asks me that. They were like, well, since you did English, what do you want to teach? And at 25. I don't have the patience for children. I ain't gonna lie to you, especially other people's children, because the type of society we live in is just like your child ain't finna talk to me crazy. So in order to avoid all of this, I'ma just wait until I've developed that patience. But again, I just wanted to be a writer, in terms of publishing my own work, my own books. That's what I'm currently working on now, and along with continuing my performances and things like that. I'm working on finishing my manuscript so I can, present it to be published, things like that. Because I have been considering self-publishing, because I do have some colleagues and other folks that I know who gone the self-publishing route, things like that. But it's just like, I want to, have the backing of a company, help promote and things like that type of thing. But we'll see, because it's really going to come down to, what them dollars talking about, so.
Okay, I interviewed someone who was like an author, and she has her own publishing company. So it's like I was thinking about writing my own book too. And if I had to write my own book, I would definitely do it like published through her and everything. Because one, like you don't have to go through much of a middleman in between that and everything, and it's just better to just work with people who are also just starting out. Because like that's just how my philosophy will like. Things. I'd rather like work with people like to kind of build them up as opposed to try to fight to just get validated by a larger company.
On me,
what I'm saying? Like it just seems like more of a headache. You know what I mean?
And that's really what it is, because like that's what I was going through in my head. Is just like, well, if I again just weighing out my options of the publishing route, and again, and it's not even necessarily like what company I'll go to for publishing or whatever. Like again, it just comes down to what's the best fit. Because again, if self-publishing is going eventually be the best fit, in terms of, the quality and the things I'm looking for that's going to work for me, then absolutely. But again, it's, just waiting to see, because again, the manuscript is almost done. I'm still working on the manuscript. I still got some more pieces that, I'm working on, because, writing is a process. Writing is not easy. It is not easy. It's very tedious, especially when you're a perfectionist like me, and it's just like, it's hard to really elucidate what you're trying to say when you want to make it profound yet simple enough to where it's easy to digest. You feel me? I wanted to make you think and really like critically analyze it, but at the same time easy to digest where it still makes sense type thing. So with all of that process, writing can be very tedious and very difficult sometimes, but we getting there.
Yeah, no, I can relate. Like I write poetry as well, in the form of like rap poetry type. Like I've been doing that since I was like in middle. I was in middle school. My last year in middle school, 8th grade. Yeah, and that's why I pretty much started like writing stuff in like composition books and everything like that. Now I'm on like my 8th volume and everything, because like I should be on like way past that, but it's just like you just be having ups and downs. Like sometimes you write something, it's like, oh yeah, this is the best thing I ever wrote, and then don't even touch it for like months and everything. I know like for me, like where I started feeling like some type of way was when I went to a poetry jam in college and everything, and then like I was trying to look through my pages for things to say and everything and like to recite, and then all 3 of the poems that I wrote back to back start off with like my mind's in a maze, or my mind's in a jumble, or my mind's
bro,
and it's just like, oh my goodness, like how do I not notice that?
I feel like as a creative, that's literally the antithesis of every creator, because it's just like I feel like every creative, I don't want to say crazy because I don't think that's PC no more, but every creative is just a little bit off, as they say. Like there's always something in our head to where it's just like I gotta say, even one of my pieces, like, my mind goes a mile a minute. Like, it's like, it's always moving. It's always like, it's always something. So it's just like, and it's not even an anxiety thing, but it's just more so like my next move, or like, even the smallest bit of inspiration, like, I get it, then, it's the critical analysis behind that. And it's just like, it's this whole process of, so I definitely understand as a creative, like, again, it's very tedious. It's like It's all the time. It's like never ending, like that type of thing.
Yeah, and we can't say crazy anymore. That's
and that's what I said.
Don't people call Kanye West crazy all the time?
I mean, yeah, but you know how folks on the internet be. They be like,
I thought you just can't. I thought you just can't say retarded. It's like, oh, said it on TV. Don't.
I ain't gonna lie.
About to bleep that out.
That's what I said. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a dark humor kind of guy. Like I feel like, again, as long as the joke is, I feel like when it comes. And side note, when it comes to like comedy and jokes like that, I feel like there should be room and space for, again, everybody can get jokes though. Everybody. Because it's just like, we ain't out here to offend nobody, like nothing like that. It's just, again, these jokes. And there's, again, even when it comes to stereotypes, things like that, there's a little bit of truth in every stereotype. So it's just like, again, it's like, if the shoe fits, then nigga, it fits. Like, it's a joke. Like, come on now. Like, come on.
It's not that big a deal. But back into your time at Winston, it's like, as we mentioned, like, we seem to have a mutual connection. And my cousin, Kia Quiglaze.
Yeah, shout out to WARSHIP, man. Shout out to WARSHIP. That's my dog.
WARSHIP. Yeah, that's my dog. Got to check out the WARSHIP episode in your spare time. I'll send you the link. Yeah. But it's like, that's my cousin. I pretty much grew up with him, and everything. I haven't seen him in a while because, career and everything. You just it's hard to find time. I need to tap in with him. I definitely need to tap in with him and everything. But it's like, and meeting Kia Quiglaze, I know you mentioned that y'all both transferred to Winston-Salem around the same time and became roommates.
I want to say, we both transferred because I want to say we both was at CPCC because I actually got
Boo CPCC.
We gonna get into that because Cato was decent because, again,
you went to Cato? Okay, good.
Not middle college, but I went to the location. I went to that campus. I went to the Cato campus.
That makes sense because it's northern side, so it's like
I'll say the borderline was in the east and the north. But but we both went to CP out of high school because I was actually accepted into UNCG out of high school, but I knew I wasn't ready for college at the time, and I wanted to go to HBCU, so I was just like, I'm gonna just wait. I went to CP, and then spring 2019, me and bro had transferred to Winston. It's crazy because, like, that day, because when I transferred to Winston, I had never been on the campus until the day I had transferred there. Like, I didn't go on no college tours, no nothing. So when I got there, I didn't know where nothing was at. So me and my parents over here, like, walking around campus trying to find a financial aid office some more. And so we over here looking lost. And so Key and his pops had, was looking for it too. And they seen us. They was like, are y'all trying to look for financial aid? And we was like, yeah. And he was like, we just found it after looking for like 10, 15 minutes, just follow us. So we went there, boo, did our thing. So
all the memories is flooding right now. Cause my brother had those same issues, bro. Winston is so weird over there.
Bro. And so I get to my dorm and so at that point I'm done doing all my paperwork and stuff. I'm moving my stuff into the dorm, and so I just finished, and then next thing I know, bro and his pops come walking in. I'm just like, oh, cuz, is you okay for sure? They got us okay, so for sure. Like, cuz, cool. So I was like, bet. And so then after that, it was like, that's been my road dog. Like, me and bro, like, again, we lived together. We've, again, since 2019 till now, like, again, we lived, together from 2019 up until 2022. I moved back to Charlotte after, we got out of school. I moved back to Charlotte, and then he moved, back to the east side, a year later, 23. And so, but I'm gonna say, worshiping my dog, like, some stories, honestly. Some stuff I can't say on here.
That's
but
okay. You can keep it as PG as you want.
Come on,
it's all up to you. It's all up to you.
But shout out to my dog. He know what it is.
But generally, it was pretty much positive and everything. I just pretty much, dude. The relationship with your roommates is so dope, bro. Especially like my first roommate was a guy named Tyrese and everything, bro. And I wasn't even too keen on trying to move in with like a bunch of like random people. But over time, it's just like everybody on my floor at my dormitory, bro. Like, we was all just cool, bro. Like, my dormitory was called Baines Hall, so we would refer to each other like Big Baines and everything. So it's just like, the cool thing about like HBCU dormitories, for people who don't know, bro, everybody is like there. You need somebody to cut your hair, they're there. You need a plug, they're there. Everybody is there, bro.
I had a tattoo artist in my dorm because when me and Keith first transferred to Winston, we stayed in Wilson Hall, but we called it Wilson Penitentiary because if anybody had been in Wilson Hall, you know what Wilson Hall looks like. In the inside, it looks like jail.
Damn, really?
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as jail, but when you consider all the factors of what was going on inside of the dorm, Wilson Penitentiary. That's all I'm gonna say.
Damn, people are shaking people, or what was going on?
I mean, not even that, but it was just like it was. I'm like, okay, so we come in the room like late night, like I'm talking about like dudes over here. It was funny because I'm talking about dudes over here in the laundry room scrapping over laundry. I'm talking about like this is our first week. Really? I'm talking about first week I'm in here. I'm brand new. Still don't even know nobody for real.
Dang.
Like, I'm talking about dudes getting kicked out, fighting in the laundry room over laundry soap. Folks over here getting caught doing all kind of drugs in the dorm, like, you know, some other, like, you know, stuff I again, that's, you know, I can't say on camera,
okay.
but some, you know, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. But again, it was just like, you know, from the contraband folks had in there to, you know, to the activities that was going on. But it was college stuff. So it's just like, I understand, you know, it's in line with, you know, what goes on. But just, you know, the building alone, Wilson Penitentiary. But again, that's what, but we was in there rocking though. We was in there rocking. I loved it.
Was your dormitory co-ed?
Yes. Hey, and I would say this. All your camera.
It's the greatest thing ever.
Worship no, because I'm talking about some of your favorite rappers. Shawty went to Winston. Like some famous rappers. Shawty's went to Winston. I'm talking about was like right there, right next. And I didn't at the time they wasn't. Shawty wasn't as popping, but later on. But yeah, like in Worship, no, like. Definitely some fine women was in Winston. That's another thing that I appreciate about. Oh my goodness, bro! Yes. That was literally the reason why I went to Winston because, well, not the reason. You know, it was a part of it because again, Winston is like the ratio of men and women in Winston is like literally like, bro, no joke. At the time we was going there, it was like 12, 13 to 1. Like
12, 13 to
bro,
1.
like they was outnumbering us crazy, bro. And that's what it was like. It was just like going out on campus. Like, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm introverted, but you know, I can be extroverted. But it's just like I like the people watch. So I wouldn't, you know, again, with me being, you know, a writer, you know, and a reader, I sit in the library, you know, it was a big ass window, second floor of the library, and I sit there read my book and just, you know, it was right by the clock tower, and I would just, you know, people watch as I do, and like, bro, I would just love, like, you know, just all the black women I was there, them beautiful black women, like on a nice, like what, bro, on the breezeway on a nice sunny day,
so nice. At Central, I think Central was like. I think we made up like 16%, and everything was like 80-some%. And that's like, keep in mind, it's 16%. So you gotta only count the men who actually like women, though. And
bro,
and that's what I don't.
Bro, that's a whole other thing. Now, when you consider that, then at Winston it might have been like 20 to 1, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you, like considering like you know, man. Considering like you know the LGBTQ community, like you know that was there at Winston. When you really consider that, like the ratio of like you know. The men and women was like 20 to 1. Like that's what I'm saying. It was like, bro, the women are so beautiful at Winston, bro. Like, shout out to the Winston women.
And it's like, it's just, I don't be understand how people even get in a fight at these HBCU, bro. It's more women for us to go around,
pride, bro. Ignorance and pride, bro. Folks, I want to say, folks get around some beautiful women. And I want to say, you got licking their system. I want to say, maybe a little bit of drugs or something, and then you start acting crazy, bro. Just like, bro, there's too many women out here, like, and that's, bro, like, I remember one of the, like, the best block parties we done had at Winston got shot up because niggas was trying to flex their nuts in front of the shawties, bro.
Yeah,
man. Bro, it was the worst thing ever.
It's just like, bro, getting
I hate
girls,
that. Like, bro, y'all scaring the shawties, bro. Like, all these women out here having a good time, they good, everybody partying, like, you know, and y'all over here trying to mess it up, trying to be big dog. Like, come on, bro. You're scaring the shawties.
Let me just speak to the audience right now, okay? Because y'all niggas don't like to study in high school, and that's fine. If you want to go to like college and everything, go to community college, get your shit together, and go to an HBCU, bro. You are missing out, bro. Stay out of jail. Go to college, bro. Like, it's 80% woman right there, bro. You can't lose.
You really can't.
Fried chicken Wednesdays, can't lose. Block parties, all types of kickback. You can't lose,
bro. Like,
bro.
And I'm talking about like any regular night. Like anybody could be having a little kickback in their dorm or anything.
Yes.
Like I ain't gonna lie. Like some of my tattoos, I don't say I had some, you know, some homegirls that you know was major like art majors. Like I don't know what their concentration was, but like you know some type of art majors. You know, that want to be tattoo artists. I'm talking about right there in the dorm. You tatted me up. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's what I'm saying. You can get everything at HBCU doing, like you said, anything. Like there's a plug. There's again folks that do music. I'm saying my nigga Worship. Like cuz one of the best producers I know. But I'm saying you got like everything was in that dorm. Everything is within that dorm. Everything.
Yeah, bro. It's just I remember my dormitory on my floor. It was so random. There was a huge brawl on our floor out of nowhere, bro. It was
now freshman dorms on me, and that's why I'm glad I transferred in after I transferred in. Technically, y'all want to say I was a sophomore when I transferred. Yeah, I was a sophomore when I transferred. So, yeah, I skipped the whole freshman experience like at college. Because, again, I was a CP. Because, again, I feel like as a freshman at 18 years old, I ain't going to lie, I wasn't ready for college. At least that independency, because I knew I was going to crash out. I ain't going to lie.
I was pretty much, credential-wise, I was still technically a freshman when I got there. I got into college when I was like 20. Okay. I think. So it was 2018, in the fall of 2018. So I was 20 by that time and everything. And so it was
19. I was 19.
Yeah, so it's just you can still have a freshman experience or whatever. It don't make sense. As long as you're at HBCU, you're gonna have like an experience, bro. Like you're gonna have a good time. And even when you want to take a break or whatever and chill, the parties will always be there. You want to focus on study, the parties will always be there. The woman will always be there. So it's just it's always like. So I'm just thinking, bro, I want to go back to school so bad. I want to go to get my MBA. I want to go to Howard University, bro. That's where it's gonna be.
I don't know if I would go back. Well, I'm talking about in terms of. Like, grad school or, I might, like, in my later years, I might, pursue another degree because I do, like, ethics, psychology, philosophy, that type of thing. Like, I read up and, study that kind of thing a lot. So if I were, it would be something along those lines, but I ain't gonna lie right now. I can't do school.
Yeah, whatever you feel like want to do. For me, it's just like the next couple of months, I want to be able to take the GRE so I can be able to go. My grades are pretty good, so GPA-wise, it's nothing. My transfer will be it's nothing. It's really just doing that GRE and just pretty much just see if I can be able to get financial aid. I'm 26 now, so it's just like I probably get a whole lot more financial aid now.
You feel me?
Yeah, so it's just like and my father staying in Arlington, Virginia. He used to work for Howard University, so he wouldn't even be too far. I already lived in the area to get like to do my internship and everything. And I love the DMV area, so it's like it's just stuff like that. But we can talk about that for like the whole time. Let's just get back to you and focus on you though, because these HBCU talk. It's like it's good. But let's just get back to you and everything. So what are your interests and hobbies outside of poetry?
Interests and hobbies outside of poetry. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm a boring nigga. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I hoop, like to stay active. I hoop with the homies. I like calisthenics. If I like, to stay active, I like calisthenics. I can cook, but I don't like to do it. Like, cause my father's a chef, and so growing up, he taught me how to cook. But,
dope.
Yeah, and I will say this. I just started learning origami. Yeah, I got a homegirl who gave me a origami book like beginning of the year, and I've been doing that most of the summer trying to finesse my origami because I always thought it was so cool. Like well, mostly because I like to take bits and pieces of things from other cultures and things like that. And I was just like, man, when's the last time I seen a nigga do origami? You feel me? And just like, yeah, just,
be the first, make it cool.
Come on, like you feel me? Just just add something to the repertoire. Just just a simple skill, just knowing how to do something. You feel me? But yeah, really, like again, outside of poetry, I sit, read, chill. I don't know how to skate, but I have been teaching myself how to skate this summer.
Okay.
I've been going to shout out to Fry's skating rink out there in Concord.
Okay, so there is a skating rink. Because when I think about a skating rink, I think about the little mini skating rink that was on East Side. You know what I'm talking about? Right across from Planet Fitness. That they like pretty much.
Shout out to Kate skating rink too. Shout out to Kate skating rink too out in the fall. Shout out to Kate's because Kate's be popping.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's great. So like in terms of like music and everything, what are some like music like artists that you really think are dope and whatnot?
Kendrick.
I knew you were gonna say Kendrick. I knew you were gonna say it.
Nah, but
I knew
Kendrick. I ain't gonna lie, cause again, you can even ask your cousin. Like Kendrick has always been my number one in terms of rapper. But I'm not too big on rap these days. Like there's really like 3 artists I'll listen to consistently. And I'm not even saying like I personally don't like the state of rap right now. I really feel like it's hella diluted. But in terms of rappers, like Kendrick, Westside Boogie is a fave. I mean, of course, J. Cole.
Ever been to Dreamville Fest?
Nah, I haven't been to Dreamville Fest.
You need to go, bro. It's a
wonderful
community. I've been to everyone. I was even at the Q&A and everything where you had to ask JID like a question and everything. I got to ask him a question.
Word, that's fine.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Some dude asked like 3 questions. I'm about to punch him in the back of the head. Like,
nigga,
one question. One question. Yeah, but it was pretty cool. Just ask him a general question about just how because Atlanta's rap scene is very deep and everything. They pretty much are more collaborative and stuff like that. And that kind of helped Atlanta grow as a whole. So I just pretty much asked him just how can we get Charlotte as because we got a lot of artists in Charlotte, but we just don't collaborate as much.
Okay, so I'm a quickly pivot to that real quick because I want to touch on that. But in terms of other things, in terms of music wise, I really been more into jazz, neo soul type things. Is more so because I've been trying to find accompaniments, for my poetry because I do all my poetry a cappella, up until this point. So I've been dabbling with trying to have musical accompaniments. But again, Kamasi Washington is one prevalent composer that I listen to. I like No Name. I love her music.
Oh yeah, she's dope.
Yes, bro. I love No Name.
And Common and Anthony Hamilton type.
I'm gonna say types.
Life Jennings.
You feel me? I'm about to say going down that road, but again, it's more and old Kanye is a producer. Kanye, I'm gonna say I love his old productions back in the day. I love old Kanye productions because again, he had more of that. Because again, a lot of his homies and things like that were poets, are neo soul artists and things like that. You feel me? So I'm more so in that kind of stage of my life. I really don't even listen to all this modern rap that be going around. Again, not no knock on it. If that's what's popping, that's cool. But it's just And as I get older, it just ain't my wave. You feel me? I just be on other shit. But.
No, I understand, man. Most of my songs I be listening to are throwbacks anyway. But I try because I'm a hip hop head, so it's like I try to keep on top of things as best I can, in order to really to really, how's that word, critique it as fairly as possible. So I don't really want to shut down on artists. Like I know there's one artist in Charlotte who's Liberian, like me and Kia. His name is Ruben Vincent. I feel like that might be.
Oh yeah, I know. Cause I follow. Cause
oh really? Yeah. He was at the Liberian.
I know he's Liberian.
He is. He was at the Liberian Independence Day. He actually did a whole video. He's doing a music video out there at Sugar Creek Park.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that.
For sure.
So it's just like
I did see him post.
I had to leave actually early because I had to take my brother to go see the Deadpool and Wolverine movie and everything.
We can talk about that at a different time because I literally seen the movie 3 times already.
Really? I needed to see. As soon as I get paid, I'm just get my ticket and be like, fuck it. I don't even care, bro. That shit is too.
It's a bomb movie.
Blade showed up,
bro.
I don't even want to spoil it. I don't even want to spoil it.
We talk about that. I would say between us, but that's bro. I love that movie. But in terms of going back to the whole how you was alluding to the whole Atlanta collaborative thing. I feel like, especially in terms of the fold, like you said, there's so much talent in Charlotte. I just feel like, one, folks are scared to hop off the porch when it really comes to, their talent, their abilities, and, in order to, really being out here and being about, your gifts, folks are scared to hop off the porch because there's a lot of folks that's out here not using their talent. And that's the part of Charlotte that, I'm trying to, reach out to in terms with me and, my work and, the people that, I'm, linking and collaborating with, again, just trying to provide a space to where, folks is that comfort area to where, come on, we can actually, have our own thing, have our own style, have our own whatever, because again, Charlotte ain't what it used to be, but it's just it's too many talented, I'm talking about natives, the folks that's from the city.
Yeah.
That again, that's too scared to hop off the porch, to really put themselves out there, and it's just bro, you dummy talented. Fuck the opinions, fuck the accolades, because none of it matter. Just go out here and do your thing, because it's a yearning. Even consistently, because I started performing because I started writing. Well, really, I had been writing since I was a jit, for real. And it's funny because my mama had found a old poetry book I had from when I was 12. It was it was a little project I had for school back when I was 12, 13, and she found it. But I didn't start performing until 2017, 2018. So but yeah, just again, just get off the porch and just really putting yourself out there, because it's just bro, come on, the city is yearning for it, in terms of that element, the city need it, and folks is begging for it, and it's just and that's why, again, between doing things like this and going out doing more performances, meeting new people, just trying to popularize it, with the folks, because it's bro, come on, we can actually make this thing bring it to fruition, make it something physical,
Oh yeah, no, I've already know people got that set of emotion. There's a guy named Trey Rhodes. He's not originally from Charlotte, he's from Ohio, but it's at the same time he be setting up these Trey Rhodes events, and him and his people be doing that. And they got something coming up called the Charlotte Spark. You should pretty much check it out. Where they be getting other artists from Charlotte to pretty much come up forth and perform. I think they had auditions yesterday. I was hoping my homie was at full.
I got on, so it's really with you off camera, because I definitely.
Yeah, I can definitely. Trey's good people, man. He really wants to have people in Charlotte to actually grow as a whole too. He recognized that we're an underdog city as well. And I had him on the podcast as well. You should check out his podcast episode to kind of get a feel of what his personality is and everything. But I could definitely send you his info and stuff like that. They got the whole Charlotte Spark event coming in September. So it's really right around the corner and everything. I could send you all the information that you can just kind of get a ticket, pull up, and just see what's up. He be getting vendors and everything and all types of stuff. He be really going out of his way to make these events happen. And it's just
it's about making things happen.
It's just we just got to get a bit bigger turnout. So once we get larger turnouts and people really want to actually show up to these events, a whole lot of people.
And that's where I feel again, us as the artists and creators, that's where we come in, because it's just when folks know you nice, folks is gonna show up to come see you. And it's just there's folks that have the resources to provide you the stage and opportunity to do that. So it's just bro, again, in terms of bro, that you talking about, again, he providing the platform and opportunity is us as artists, again, like I said, hop off that porch and just go out here and put ourselves out there, because it's bro, folks is gonna come see you. If your work is good, and that's why I ain't gonna lie, that's why a lot of times when I do my performances, I don't have somebody there to record me or whatever, people in the audience or whoever's event it was record, whatever, but I don't have people record with me, because I personally, I want my work to precede me. I wanted to go off word of mouth, like like as I do event to event, like whoever like event coordinators, like like a lot of people like they refer people and then the people come hit me, but it's just like again to the point of like again putting yourself out there and making shit happen, because it's like, bro, if you're nice and if your work can precede you, again, folks is gonna come see you. Like, folks is gonna come see you.
And I feel like a lot of things are changing in Charlotte for the better. I know maybe probably more used to like the old times, East and all, but it's like, the city growing as it is. We're a much larger populated city than Atlanta, and a lot of people don't realize that. But on top of that, it's like, with the management changing and the Charlotte Hornets and like management changing for Panthers, there's going to be a lot of more. I know I bring that up a lot, but it's like there's going to be a lot of more considerate changing that might do for the better moving forward.
And when you consider that, again, we are banking city, bro. Like, again, this is a financial city, so again, everything about this business is how we gonna make this dollar. And right now, it's land, it's apartments, unfortunately, because that's just I hate it.
And you got to keep in mind, though, too, it's just like, Charlotte Hornets, like that, even that logo, it's still iconic to this day, to the point where they even came back and people would still like,
from like, in terms like merch, swag, apparel, and all that stuff.
Yeah, them teal colors, they stick with people, and it's like there's history behind it. I think during like one of the early wars or whatever, like the way we were keeping, I think the Royals or something, like it was like a hornet's nest, and that connects to history. I don't know where the Panthers come from. I ain't never seen a Black Panther.
I'm about to say Hornet's Nest Park. I love Hornet's Nest Park. I was there all the time growing up as a kid.
For sure. So it's just like we still got like that flavor for sure. It's just really just manifesting a couple more faces outside of the baby and everything. And it's just like I feel like we could still do that for sure. It's like I didn't even realize that Jodeci was actually from Charlotte and everything.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lute West, Jodeci. Shout out to Fetty P. Yeah, I'm gonna say Fetty P is definitely hold it down in terms of like more contemporary like popular artists. But again, it's just I feel like we at Charlotte, again, since we don't have an identity and there's a lot of other people coming, I just don't want outsiders to come try to form our identity for us.
Because, and then
because it's just like like again, we have our own vibe, and it's just like it ain't, even though everybody be trying to say Charlotte Atlanta Jr. This Charlotte, and it's like
Charlotte,
we don't want to be no Atlanta. Like, thank you, we ain't trying to be like Atlanta.
Queen City.
Again, granted, like I understand, like Atlanta is in terms of like at least for Black people, it's like the Mecca. It's very, you feel me? It's
because of HBCUs, like like Morehouse and what was the other three? Spelman, Clark.
Morehouse,
and what was the fourth one about the Clark? It was Clark, Spelman,
Morehouse,
and there was a fourth one.
Howard?
No, Howard is in DC. Howard's in DC. Pretty close though, but it's because it's Chocolate City. No.
I ain't gonna lie, I can't remember.
It's okay. We're not from there, so we don't.
But we're aware. Exactly. I know the ones in North Carolina.
So like a lot of people who go to the HBCU, they would end up moving to Atlanta to stay, and that's where a lot of that would come from. But even just keep in mind, it was with states like California or LA. There's a lot of people that migrated like from places in the South and so on to make that journey to California and everything, to build California. Tupac, although he rep LA and everything, he actually was born in
like Baltimore or something.
And it's just like
that's New York or something.
And Warren G himself, his family, and like Snoop Dogg and Warren G, their families come from in the South, like Alabama, Mississippi.
I'm about to say Exhibit from Albuquerque.
Yeah, Albuquerque. It just goes on like that. So like for all the people that are moving to Charlotte, I don't want to like discourage them from like wanting to build that relationship with the city and everything, because like sometimes you'll step out of a city and then like really like fall in love with the city. Okay, this is where I belong, and then you like
just don't move here. I understand like want to come tap in, just don't move here. Like, we good. Like we max capacity. Like, I'm good.
I mean, I don't personally mind it. It's just like really, but if you're gonna be here and everything, I would just say it's just like don't act like you're better, like just because you're from somewhere. That's all I ask for. Really. It's just like because this is the place, this is the city of underdogs, really. Because like we're all coming into ourselves in this city, and even if some of us might have to step out for a little bit. Like I'm definitely gonna rep Charlotte. It's just like I have to step out to go to DC and everything for school and everything. That's what I'm trying. That's my focus. That's my goal. But I'm always gonna be a Charlotte boy at heart. Even though it's just like be kind of irritating with some of the people sometimes. But it is what it is. Like this is my home, and it just reflects me because I'm an underdog. So it's just like when I make it, my city's gonna make it. I'm gonna uphold the city.
Come on, that's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm gonna keep it at. But it's like you want to be.
That's really what it's about. Like again, even like in my motion, like cause again, like bro, I don't. None of my grind is for myself. Like again, it's for me and my peoples. Cause there ain't like what the fuck is success if I'm doing it by myself. Like I want my homeboys, my brothers, like that's with me. Again, that's I see out here grinding. I'm trying to take them with me. That's why again, like I'm like folks got to start hopping off the porch and start putting things into action, because again, like, it's real opportunities that's attainable, and it's just like, bro, all you got to do is just give some effort, bro. Like, just come on, just give some effort. Like, it's that easy.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, back to you and everything. So when it comes to being a poet, like, what drew you to being a poet?
What drew me to being a poet actually was my father, because my father he's a big movie buff. Like, my father, like, in his free time, if he's not doing nothing, he's watching some type of movie. And so growing up as a kid, like, sitting with him, like, on a Sunday afternoon or something, like, football wasn't on, like, he'd be watching a movie, and I would just fall in love with, like, dialogue, linguistics, that type of thing. I fell in love with, like, words, how people portrayed their words, and how, those type of words inflicted upon other people, how it made them feel, that type of thing. So when I just be sitting watching movies, my father be like, dang, I love the way he said that, and again, the effect it had on others. So just like, man, I want to know how to do that. And so, like, between that and then my father's a orator. So, my father, growing up watching him, speak in front of people, that's what got me, comfortable, because, like, shit, if my daddy can do it, shit, that's my big homie, I can do it. Yeah. So shout out to my pops, he again, subliminally, because again, the whole movie thing, that was just him, but again, me just, being around him, it's just like, again, watching these movies, all the time, it's like, bro, like, I love the way these people talk, like, again, the linguistic, like, the dialogue, like, it was amazing to me. So after that, I just got into reading, because again, my father's a big reader, he reads all, like, probably more than I do. I want to say he a big reader. I want to say along with my older sister. So again, with reading, getting good, getting very fond of books and things like that. Again, and I feel like books is better than movies. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Because being submerged in a good book, bro, it's like the movie in my head. Like, I ain't gotta watch it. Like, I can see it.
Takes over and
yeah, like, I'm there. I can see it.
You can cast whoever you want,
bro. Like,
even if they don't even exist.
Like even based off, like, the descriptions of the characters. Like, again, I can relate it to, like, real life people to make it more intimate to me. Like, okay, like, that's how, like, again, I relate to certain different things and all of that. But yeah, just really derived from movies and understanding linguistics, and then words and things like that, bro. So yeah, that's where my love of, like, poetry and things came from. And I'm gonna say, shout out to Spoken Reasons. Spoken Reasons is the reason I became a poet. I want to say I got his logo, faith, consistency, hard work, FCHW.
Oh, okay.
I want to say, yeah, because he was the first person I seen that made poetry look cool. Especially because, if anybody knows Spoken Reasons, his old YouTube videos, them things was fire. Like, it was dummy hilarious. But again, his, main point was, again, spoken words, spoken reasons. So it's just like, based off of that, watching his videos, it was like, bro, like, he, again, to me, he made poetry look cool. Like, it wasn't just like, some, like, roses red, violets blue, like, basic, like, but he made it like, like, he made it jump out to me. So, like, yeah, shout out to Spoken Reasons, because Spoken Reasons is, like, 70% of the reason why I made it, like, a point of emphasis to, want to be a poet. So yeah, shout out to him.
Okay, wonderful. And what are some usual topics and subject matters you discuss in your poetry?
Really, basic, like, poetic topics, like, love. I'm big on self-reflection. So a lot of my work, is based off of, like, my critical analysis of, society, the world that, that I observe, the world that, we all observe, whether it be like social media, relationships, things like that. So really a lot of my work is, again, self-reflective. I like to do a little bit of, like, poetic short story type things, to where, again, it's like, not necessarily stories are based off, like, my life, but again, those around me, people who I feel like lives are very, like, profound, like, just their story type of thing, take bits and pieces of that, and, write about it from, maybe their point of view, or, how I, view it from the outside looking in type thing. But yeah, well, again, love or the lack, or lack thereof, things like that.
All right, I feel that. What are some things about being a poet that you enjoy, like memories and events, stuff like that?
The best thing, okay, so my favorite thing about being a poet is the captivation of an audience. Like, when you just, again, when I'm out there performing, and I'm out there, again, as I'm doing my thing, looking out into the crowd, and I see that every single person is looking at me, holding on to every word I'm saying. And it's just like, and then again, they're really, immersed and, like, really locked in. It's like, that's what I do it for. Like, I do it, like, for that, because it's an adrenaline rush. It's like, bro, like, this is, like, again, that's what I live for. It's like, it's the best feeling ever, because it's like, bro, like, that's how I know, because again, that's all the validation I need. When, again, I walk into a room and everybody is, again, they locked in. It's just like, and I know that, they feeling, like, the emotion and the purpose behind what I'm saying. That's all the validation I need. Like, that's what, gets me going. That's what, helps me to, stay encouraged, stay, diligent, my craft, because it's just like, bro, like that right there is, I can't even explain it, bro. It's like the best feeling ever, being able to captivate a room with people, especially like folks, again, like, cause you gonna know if the crowd don't fuck with it or not, like, you gonna know. But again, even in silence, just understand, like, again, just that them, just seeing them so drawn into it is like, like I can't even explain it, bro. It's like the best feeling ever. I really can't.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And are there any like memories attached to like poetry, or like you being a poet that you can like recall for us? Like maybe events, like maybe you probably had a poetry slam or whatever.
I mean, it's a couple I can recall. I will recall the most prominent one that always pops in my head was my very, very first performance. The first time I ever performed like publicly was it was 2017, 2018. It's again around the time I started performing, and I don't know if it was this restaurant that just opened up over there off of North Tryon University area, where the cookout is and all that stuff over there. Where Kayonda is, where Kayonda is on North Tryon.
Isn't there like a Dairy Queen, like at a gas station, like a Dairy Queen gas station, like near the cookout that you're talking about? We're talking about the same North Tryon.
It's again North Tryon University area over there by like right across the street from the school. It's like right down the street from the school.
Right down the street from the school.
Yes, that Kayonda is over there. I think like Cuzzo's or something is over there.
Yeah, okay, all right, no, it's coming.
So again, where Cuzzo's is, it was a joint it was a burger spot that was there before Cuzzo's, and it wasn't there long, but it was their grand opening. They was having an open mic night.
Oh, that's dope.
And that was my very first performance, and I felt so like I hated it. I don't want to say I hated it, but I hated like my performance, because one, I'm the type to where it's like, my preparation is what, helps me lose my confidence, exert my confidence. Cause, once I know, like, I got everything down packed and I know it like the back of my hand, is like, okay, I can just go out here, perform, do my thing. And I was prepared, but again, at the time I just started performing, so I was hella nervous. And I went up there, my book in hand, was reading off the paper, and was over here like I don't even know if the people could see me, but I was like holding the book and my hand was shaking. I was just like,
Yeah, that's me. Sometimes I be hoping there's a podium I can just put the book at, so I can just like, that's how I be really hoping. I hope they got a podium.
Bro, and that's another reason why I'd be like, man, if folks record it, that's on them, but I don't really bring people to record. But I mean, now, like, now that I be in my element, that I've had, not necessarily practice, but, experience performing, it's not even like that no more. But my very first performance, again, I did up there, and, people liked it. People was like, you was bomb, wooty woo. But again, in my head, I was like, bro, I was literally up there shaking, reading it off paper. Like, that shit was ass. Like, I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it. But again, it was just like, I appreciated the fact of like, all right, Darrion, you still went out there and hopped off the porch and did it. So it's just like, all right, bet. Still keep that confidence. It's like, even though it wasn't the performance you wanted, you still did it. So just, again, use it as a learning opportunity. It's like, okay, now that you know, the feeling of, being vulnerable in terms of like, my work, because even like, within school and, doing, what's the word I'm looking for? Doing like projects and speaking in front of people. I've never been scared of speaking in front of people, but it's more so like the vulnerability in my work. So it's like, it's not necessarily that I want people to accept it, but again, it's like in my head, it's like, I want y'all to see the value in it as much as I do. And it's like, if I feel like if I don't perform it to the best of my abilities, you can't see the value as much as I can. So then it's just now, that's how, the mind creates doubt and some other shit. But that's probably my most memorable one, is my very first time, because again, I didn't bomb, but it wasn't nowhere near like how it is now. So it's just like that. I always keep that in my head. Like, I guess it's like more so like a humbling thing. Like, remember where you like, again, where it's from. But that's one, memory from performing that always, sticks in my head. It's just like that very first one, because it was like,
you took your first step, man. That's where it all starts. It all starts from taking your first step and everything. And it's just like, never look at it as anything negative. It's just like, everybody starts looking fool. Not everybody just hops onto something new, and then it's just like they're just the best.
Blow it out the water.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to just start off, and then it's just like you might mess up a little bit, or you might have had sugar or whatever. It just kind of shows like your experience at that point. So like when you look back, it's like, wow, now I
come on.
You feel me? This is what it took to get to me this point. So it's like taking that first start, it's like, it's always commendable. I feel like that's like 50% of the whole thing, is just starting.
Bro, and that's what I'm saying. That's literally all it is, bro. Just, again, having the confidence to just do it. It's just like, bro. And that's why I was like, bro, you can, like, that's why when it comes to, like, again, like, that's why I say, like, I don't really pay attention to the criticism or the praise, because neither of them matter. Because in my head, as long as I know that I prepared and I went out there and did what in my head was sufficient enough, and that's good for me, because I'm a perfectionist. So if it was good for me, then I know it's gonna be good for anybody else. Because just like, again, I have a lot of pride in what I do. So it's just like, if it's good for me, then I know that shit was bomb.
Hold yourself at a whole different standard.
Come
Yeah, I
on,
feel that.
come on.
Which really brings to my next question. Is like, have you ever had writer's block? And if you did, how did you overcome it?
Ooh, writer's block. Now, as a writer, writer's block is a lot more common than I would like it to be, because again, inspiration won't always be there, and like, you know, the motivation won't always be there, and that's why I try to stay disciplined. Like, you know, even times where I try to write and just nothing coming to my head. Like, you know, some tactics that I use are, you know, I have this book called Creativity Sucks, and it's like this little workbook that, you know, just, you know, try to get my mind flowing with different, you know, creative topics. You know, one of the more prevalent what's the word I'm looking for? Activities in the book is, like, you know, it tells you just write. And that's literally the title of it, just write. And it's just like, you know, I just start off, and whatever's in my head, even if it don't make no type of sense, I'm literally at one point start off, I'm just writing words, and eventually it just snowballs into, okay, then, because something, one of the words that I'm writing just randomly might spark something. It's like, that word might remind me of this. So now I just like, okay, now I'm picking up a flow of, like, you know, different cadence, you know, different rhyme schemes, different things like that. And so, but yeah, writer's block, oh my God, like, that's why I do appreciate the times where I do have, like, you know, in times like this, like, because right now I've been, in terms like the past, like, couple weeks, I've been in a bomb space in terms of, you know, writing and, you know, creative thinking and things like that. So I try to take full advantage of those opportunities, because I know there's going to be an extended period of time to where that writer's block is going to be extensive. So it's just like, just putting myself in the best position to where, you know, to weather the storm. Because again, them lows is going to come regardless. Them lows is going to come, but just put myself in the position to where it's like, all right, yeah, you don't know what in the world you're going to write about, don't have no inspiration, but again, still have a basis of, you know, again, core, you know, topics that I like to write about, you know, even, like, you know, trying to challenge myself. And that's why I feel like a lot of the writer's block comes to where I'm in this place where I'm stagnant, where I'm not challenging myself, you know, to where it's just like, okay, it's starting to feel too repetitive to, you know, other work I've done, this, that, you know, this, that, and the third. It's like, nah, challenge yourself doing this. That's why, again, like I, you know, mentioned earlier, trying to, you know, incorporate, you know, musical accompaniments into my work and things like that. So, you know, just, you know, trying to, again, just pushing the envelope of, again, not staying stagnant in my work, always, you know, challenging myself to, you know, do different things, be better, that type of thing. But yeah, writer's block is, good Lord.
Yeah, no, seriously. The crazy thing about writer's block is that, like, you be thinking you have nothing to come up until you put that pen to paper. It's like, oh wait, there's something right there. And then I feel like what really helps is just kind of setting up a schedule for yourself, maybe a time a day, maybe like right before bed, possibly, or maybe like right after work, you know, or something like that. You know, if you just schedule a certain time, then it's like you could at least set up like moments to like attempt to like write something. And if there's nothing like conflicting with that time, then you can probably take that opportunity to just, you know, just do something, you know, because sometimes it just starts from just starting something. But it's like, yeah, that's very, very good advice in regards to like overcoming writer's block. Do you happen to have any poetry on you right now that you could be able to showcase before we go off?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, I'll showcase one of my more popular ones.
All right, cool, nice. You got the floor.
All right, for sure. The name of this one is called Philoskepsy. It's Greek for the love of thought. I often wonder what's in the minds of others, the thoughts that wrap our minds like covers and consumes us until it smothers. But what is your thinking process? Mine goes a mile a minute with too much depth in it. I take the words that never quit because they are persistent, and piece by piece they build until my mind runneth over. They assemble together and they charge at you like they're playing Red Rover. They're impactful. You feel it when it crosses your mind. It's the thoughts that seem to exceed the time and understanding, but it's built within the core. The thrill of always wanting to know more and more. But what is it about the mind that makes it so vast and complex? Sometimes our thoughts fuck us over like the defects of that cheap latex, all because we wanted to get inside her box and deliver our package like it's FedEx, but shit, we ain't no mailman. We live inside a whirlwind of a whirlwind. Thinking for yourself is a rarity. Sometimes I stand back and I examine the lives that we live just to see that there is no clarity. We live inside a parody that seemingly impairs me, because we all take the jokes and miss the hoax of whatever truths are being told by random folks. So I guess ignorance truly is bliss. Our minds are caught in the abyss of the life with the fairy tale kiss. We're high off the mental from that person we so do miss, and we're consumed in our thoughts of failure, so we spark the good cannabis. What is it about the mind that makes us move with a certain direction? With a simple recollection, we can remember a clear perception of how we seen the deception. It's as if our minds are stuck between four walls with a lock on top. We're winded up, locked and loaded just to pop off like Jack in his box, we some clowns. So quick to frown at the white cop because he just put another brother down, but we bypassed the homie to the right who just killed another black man out of spite because he had the crown. And by no means justifying a black man slain with bloody stains at the hands of the police because evil resides in the heart. But it's a much easier fight when brothers unify together and not picking each other apart. Just some food for thought. But let's rewind and get back on topic. It's the profound thoughts that exceed the relativity of a need of another man that makes me self-dependent. The unexamined life ain't worth living, yet we all fall victim to a social media depiction of what we ought to be, of what we ought to see. Isn't a real check of our reality? Is their professed actuality? It's a mental fatality. It's as if I walk around with a detonated spirit because I'm at war with my reflections. It's the infections of meaningless expectations. You can see heal cut scars that aided the once elation. See, to think is to realize, and real eyes realize the real lies. So analyze the story that you've been told and peep the actuality for what it's for. And there you will know, because this is the love of thought. Strange.
Damn. Snap. That was so cool. I'm glad I closed my eyes for that one because I could be able to visualize what you're saying to me.
For sure.
And everything, yeah. All right, well, that's it for the Mental Threads podcast. Thank you, Mr. Darrion, Mr. West, right there, man. AKA Strange, with four with the A supposed to be. Yeah, that was some good ass poetry, man. It makes me want to get back and doing poetry again, man. This is great.
Nah, I'm gonna say but I'm gonna tap in with you because I got some shows coming up. I'm gonna say definitely tap in.
I'm gonna definitely pull up now. Real, this is really good. This is a really good episode for sure, man. Okay, that's it for the Mental Threads podcast, episode 160. And I want to thank my man right here, Mr. Strange, right here. Do you have any last words to go off before we go off?
This Friday, what is it, August 16th, we going to be the Lyrical Healing. I want to say shout out and say follow me on my social medias at Strange. That's STR4NGE with 4 E's. I want to say we're going to be doing Lyrical Healing this Friday, the 16th at 8 p.m. So follow my Instagrams and everything so y'all can keep, tap in. But thank you for having me, bro.
No, seriously, dope, man. That was really dope stuff, man. We gotta pull up. I'm definitely gotta upload this episode before that day so you'll be able to get the word out.
Sure.
All right, thank you. That's it for the Mental Threads podcast. We're sewing in and now we're sewing out.
All right, y'all.
All right, that was dope. And just like ending it with the poetry, like literally, that was the icing.